name is Carol Shannon. We're here at Still Lake Nursery. I'm the greenhouse manager here, and we're about to go in and talk about planting tomato seeds from seed, of course, and doing them all the way up to transplants to plant in your garden. And we'll talk a little bit about fertilization also. Come and join us.
Start out with the basic potting mix that does not have any fertilizer or soil additives or anything like that. Just a really plain, nice aerated soil mix. Go ahead and do like a little 3-pack. If you happen to have some spares left over, some plants you've already bought, you can always wash them out with a little bit of bleach water, which is just a little bit of bleach, with like a teaspoon for a gallon or something, just to kind of clean them up, make them sanitized again. That we can reuse it. Put some plain soil in there.
Okay.
And
you can grow your own tomatoes at home. I've got some Better Boy seeds here that we've done. You can even use a plastic spoon handle. Always make sure to tag whatever you're planting, because that way, no matter what you think, you're not going to remember. Go ahead and you can write down what you're doing, of your variety that you're going to do, and also the date you sowed it. Wasn't the best marker in the world, but anyway, Better Boy. I put the date on the back, and I did use a permanent marker, and this was a paint marker, so now I have paint all over the place. But I'm going to let it dry while I'm planting. Go ahead and get my seed out. If you're buying seeds, a lot of times you get a lot of seeds in a package, and you don't necessarily want but 3 or 4 plants. Always plant more than what you need, and always share with your neighbors. Whatever you don't use, put it back into the bag. You put it in a Ziploc plastic bag and put it in your refrigerator down in your vegetable drawer, and you can save it for next year, and you still have some nice fresh seeds. You don't have to go out and rebuy. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just putting one little seed on top of the soil. You should be able to see where you're putting it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press down just a touch, because the seeds are not very big on a tomato. And then I'd be just covering it back up just slightly, because I don't want it very deep. I just want just a really little bit of soil back on top. Then I want to make sure to tag what I'm doing. We've gotten our seeds already done, covered them up. We want to water them in really well. You want to put them in a warm, sunny location. If you have a sunroom or a really bright window that gets lots of sun, that's what you want to do to them, and you want to make sure they stay warm. It helps the seeds germinate faster. It should take you 7 days to 2 weeks to get them to germinate up. You want to leave them in here until they get about this high. You want to make sure they get some true leaves on them. First you'll have your little seed leaves, and they'll grow out. You want to keep as much sun as possible, because otherwise you're going to find plants to stretch on you. And you want to try to keep from doing that as much as possible. It's kind of hard inside the house, but do the best you can. I'm trying to remember what this is.
You ever use grow lights?
You can use grow lights. Put the plants really close to the grow lights to give them as much lighting as you can to keep that stretching from happening. So that would help out. Only water when they start to dry out. If you keep them too wet, that also encourages stretching. You do not need to start fertilizing them until they actually get up and get some good true leaves on them. Use a diluted solution of fertilizer, maybe once every other time, and go ahead and get them up. Let's go ahead and do a bit.
But this, what kind of fertilizer? 10-10-10 or
yeah,
like
just
that?
any of. You can even use some of the Miracle-Gro fertilizers. Tomato plants, you really would like to have a higher first number, which is your nitrogen. They don't need that high middle number, which is your phosphate, because that's more for blooming on most plants. It's not all plants are not that way, so you just have to remember that part of it. But you can even use a basic 5-5-5, anything that's pretty basic. You can use, or a higher like 9-4-6 or something. Just some numbers. I mean, it doesn't really matter on the most part. I'm finding out. I mean, you can really get into it. You don't have to do that.